This video will demonstrate the capabilities of the Discovery Ultimate Kids Planetarium. It's a wonderful teaching device for astronomy in the classroom and other places. So we'll go through each feature so you can see what a properly operating device looks like. First, we turn the device on by pressing the on-off switch. You have to press and hold it, and let's take a closer look at the screen as it comes on.
Welcome to the Discovery Kids Ultimate Star Planetarium.
Notice the star balls reset to the neutral position with the northern ball pointing upward, southern ball pointing downward. And here we can see the screen. So the first thing is on settings. So when we press settings,
Accessing settings.
first thing you do is choose the location, and you can choose any state that you choose. Let's go to where we are, in Massachusetts. And you can go down the list or up the list here. Press Massachusetts. Next thing you do is push the down switch here. Just make sure you can see what I'm pushing here. Push the down switch and it goes into the time. And we've already set that. You can control, move it forward to a minute and AM, PM, down or up. Move this down to the date, and again, the month, the day, the year, and going up or down will move the number. Press that, and then you can adjust the contrast of the device, of the display screen, so you can see things a little bit better. Has 3 settings. We'll leave it on the highest contrast here. And then press home. The home setting shows you the different functions. The first function up top were the settings. Let's go to Earth Search. And on Earth Search, you can go to any location on Earth. They give you a group of cities.
Earth Search.
Notice the sound. And it goes to Earth Search.
Enter your coordinates.
So you can enter the location. And again, you can choose one of the states. Let's go to a country. And we'll go to a country in the southern hemisphere so you can see how this moves. So you can either start at the end of the list or the beginning of the list by pressing up or down. Let's go to Wellington, New Zealand, and let me show you how the star balls move. Notice they're in the neutral position here. We press Wellington, New Zealand.
Calculating entry.
We press Wellington, New Zealand, the computer calculates the entry, and since it's in the southern hemisphere, the southern star ball comes up and turns on. We turn the light off, you can see the star ball is on. And it also begins to rotate so that you get a full day's worth of viewing at that particular location. The screen also shows the time and date at that location relative to the location you set originally when you set a location for the machine. And it'll keep rotating around. And of course, you'll see the stars on the ceiling. I don't know if you can see them but you'll see some of them. Let's spread out a little bit. See if you can see them. I'll tip the camera up. And you can see the stars on the ceiling. I have the machine over in the corner of the room, so it's not a really great representation. but you get an idea. And the stars are relatively bright. Turn the light back on and press home. By the way, that day of travel will stop automatically after it goes over a whole day. So we press home, that gets you next to the constellation search. Constellation search allows you to search for a constellation, and it will show the constellation straight up above the machine. So the ball will turn and place the constellation so that it is directly upwards. So we'll choose a constellation. Press.
Constellation search.
We'll access the constellation search.
Enter your coordinates.
And we'll enter, let's see, we want to see, let's go to Orion the Hunter, which I believe is a southern constellation anyway. And again, you can go backwards, forwards. So if you go this way, it'll start at the end of the list. So it's actually quite end of the list. So actually, let's go to Ursa Major, which is the large bear that points to the North Star. So we'll take a look at that. Now, when we press it, when you press go, which is the center switch, center button,
Calculating entry.
the computer will calculate and show you a picture of the constellation and the stars that create it on the screen. Also, there's also information about the constellation that you can see. If you press the go button, it will give you star facts about the constellation. Also known as the Big Bear. This is the third largest constellation in the sky. It has a very special shape inside. Next fact, you can just shows there's actually one more fact in there. Let's go back to Ursa Major rather. It'll show you the composition and the origin. So those are the facts that you get for the constellation. And let me just show you quickly. I'll tip. So Ursa Major should be on top. Let me just tip the device down. And it will show you Ursa Major will be at the top of the device. A little out of focus, but that's where it is right here. Okay, let's go back to home and we'll go to data search. And here,
database.
It looks up a variety of different items. You can look at black hole, celestial equator, celestial pole, a whole group of different things going the other way. Zodiac, white dwarf, and it tells you information. Let's take a look at a solar flare.
Calculating entry.
It says it's a violent eruption of plasma from the chromosphere layer of the sun, and you can go through the entire description by pressing down. And then night mode sets the device to the place where we have set it originally in Massachusetts at the time and date currently, which obviously is during the day, but we have the lights off. So when we press this, the star globe should move, and this will be show that the appropriate latitude for Massachusetts and the appropriate time. And again, the north globe is lit, the northern globe is lit, and again, we can see stars. In this mode, it will move slowly with the actual time elapsed rather than quickly going through a whole day of activity. The other device that is on here is a planetary projector. This switch up here turns on the planetary projector, which is located here, and there, let me show you a close-up of that. It has the various planets and the moon, sun on here, and it projects a single image. It doesn't move with time or anything else, but it shows the moon, sun, and the light comes out. You can see the light coming out through the projector, and if you turn off the light, let's see, it's kind of dim. Let's see what that image is. That's the sun. Let's put up Saturn because of the characteristic rings. And I'll show you Saturn up in the sky here. It is dim. So it is a little hard to see, but the light should turn on in there. And then, so those are all the features. You can turn off the planetary projector. And those are basically all the features. There is a reset button, but it doesn't really do anything important. And again, both balls should move readily, as shown by the Earth search when we go into a southern country like New Zealand or Australia, or even the South Pole. The machine should go straight up South Pole, so that the southern star ball should go straight up, so it points straight up, and so you're looking at the stars as though you were on the South Pole. And again, it will start its travel, slowly moving. And again, if we go to the North Pole, it should go back to its North Pole position.
Calculating entry.
And now it's pointing directly up at the North Pole. And it's turning slowly. And as I mentioned, the constellations are shown on the ball. You don't see them in the sky, but you can see there's Cygnus the Swan. We can see various constellations. That is Ursa Minor, which is the pole star right there. And as I mentioned, Ursa Major points to it, and the device rotates around the North Pole, which is normal. So that's the demonstration of the Discovery Ultimate Kids Planetarium machine.